15 Weird Laws Around the World You Didn't Know About, Part 2. Every country is different and every country's laws are different. Sometimes these laws border on seriously ridiculous, and other times they point to important cultural values that might be different than our own. We've compiled a list of 15 weird laws around the world you may not believe exist, but when you're traveling, you certainly don't want to wind up behind bars. Number 1. No water pistols on New Year's in Cambodia. New Year celebrations in Cambodia get so crazy that the capital city of Siem Reap won't allow for the sale of water pistols leading up and during its big celebrations. The ban went into place to prevent the traffic accidents and public disorder. Apparently, any other time of the year is okay for a water gun fight, but if you go for New Year's, shop owners won't sell you the plastic toy. Number 2. It's illegal to be shirtless in Barcelona. In an effort to keep the streets of Barcelona free of bachelors in bikinis and men going shirtless, lawmakers in the Spanish town on the Mediterranean banned anyone from being topless or in a swimsuit in public anywhere but the beach or a pool. Passed in 2011, fines for walking around half naked could cost you up to 260 euros. Number 3. It's illegal to swear in the UAE. In the Muslim United Arab Emirates, swearing could get you fined, jailed, or deported. Under Article 373 of the UAE Penal Code, swearing disgraces the honor or modesty of a person. This isn't just for saying the inappropriate words aloud. It includes indecent physical gestures and extends to your text messages and social media as well. Not even indecent emojis are allowed. Earlier this year, the British Express reported a man sent an angry message to a car dealer who seemingly did him wrong. He was threatened with 3 weeks in jail for his choice of words. If you have a potty mouth, be sure it's in check before you visit. Number 4. It's illegal to wear lacy undies in Russia. Sorry ladies and gents, but Russia doesn't want you wearing anything lacy underneath your clothing. A 2014 law in Russia, Belarus, and Kazakhstan states undergarments must be made with a minimum of 6% of cotton. Why? They claim it is for health and safety. While women across the nations protested, the law is in effect and you can no longer buy lace garments. How they'll know what you have one underneath is another subject. Number 5. It's illegal to dance in the dark after midnight in Japan. Japan was like the country version of the movie Footloose. Dancing after midnight was banned for generations, as it is just too sinful. Well, it was really just too American. Enacted in 1948 while US soldiers occupied Japan, the ban was placed to stop liberal Americans from corrupting the good citizens of Japan. Finally lifting the ban in 2015, you can dance after midnight as long as it's not in the dark. Revelers wanting to get their groove on after the clock strikes 12 need to do it in well-lit nightclubs. Number 6. You must hang artwork in Wyoming buildings. In 1991, the 51st legislature of the state of Wyoming passed the art in public buildings legislation. 1% of construction costs of new state-owned building is to be utilized for placing artwork in the public setting, but not to exceed $100,000. This law is helping to beautify the public buildings and draw attention to the wealth of artist experience within the region. The artwork for each project is selected by a committee specifically selected for that project. Each committee typically consists of representatives from the community in which the building is located, representatives from the user agency, artists, or other representatives from the art community, the architect for the building, and a representative from the state's Construction and Management Office. The artwork has to be proved as art, so hanging a picture sketched on a post-it won't do. Number 7. You cannot die without a pre-purchased burial plot in part of France. In the town of Sarre-Poulenx, you cannot die within the city limits unless you already have your burial spot purchased in the local cemetery. This has to do with the fact that the cemetery is full, so the mayor issued an ordinance in 2008. He added, offenders will be severely punished. Number 8. You must walk your dog daily in Rome. Rome's strict laws against animal cruelty include the walking of pet dogs. If an owner does not walk their dog once a day at minimum, they could be fined $625. People will also be banned from dyeing their pets, fur, or any form of animal mutilation for merely aesthetic motives, such as docking dogs' tails under the law about to be passed in the northern Italian city. Italians can already be fined up to 10,000 euros and spend a year in prison if found guilty of torturing or abandoning their pets. But Turin's new rules go into much greater detail. Dogs may be led for walks by people on bicycles, the rules say, but not in a way that would tire the animal too much. The law extends to goldfish as well. While they cannot be walked, they must have room to swim. Goldfish are not allowed to be kept in bowls and must instead have a full-sized aquarium. Number 9. You must honk when passing a car in New Jersey. When driving along the highway in the Garden State, you are legally required to provide an audible warning that you are about to pass a car on the left. This means that whether you're driving on the Garden State Parkway or the New Jersey Turnpike, you technically should honk your horn before you pass, according to state law, as if the people in Jersey aren't honking enough already. Number 10. It's illegal to build a sandcastle in Spain. Spain despises your attempt at making sandcastles so much you could be fined if caught building one in Spain. The fines vary by location at their discretion. On the island of Majorca, for example, you could pay 100 euros, but you could pay up to 1,500 euros in Galicia. Before you ask, yes, kids are included in this restriction and parents foot the bill. Number 11. It's illegal to reincarnate without permission in China. Tibetan Buddhist monks are not allowed to reincarnate after they die unless they have been granted permission from the government. Reincarnation applications have to be submitted to 4 governmental bodies for approval, specifically the Religious Affairs Department of the provincial level government, the provincial level government, State Administration for Religious Affairs, and the State Council. The decree states, "It is an important move to institutionalize management on reincarnation of living Buddhas. The selection of reincarnates must preserve national unity and solidarity of all ethnic groups, and the selection process cannot be influenced by any group or individual from outside the country." Number 12. Capri may bust your dog with DNA. It's illegal to leave dog waste on the Isle of Capri in Italy, as in many places, but for many dog owners who ignore this law, science is now against you. If you don't pick up your dog poop, it may be possible to use DNA testing to determine the identity of your dog, and then you'll be fined. Number 13. It's illegal to kill Bigfoot in British Columbia, Canada. When people first began sighting Bigfoot or Sasquatch in the 1800s, British Columbia made it illegal to kill him, her, it. No one has ever captured proof of this hairy giant creature, but if you should find it and kill it, you could be fined up to $250,000 if you do not have a proper hunting license. Washington State, just below the border, has a similar law. Number 14. It's illegal to pee in the ocean in Portugal. Portugal has taken the don't pee in the pool rule to a whole other level by making it illegal for anyone to pee in the ocean. We're not sure if anyone has been arrested for this offense yet, or how someone would even be caught, but we highly recommend holding it or finding an actual bathroom if you're in Portugal and nature calls. And last but not least, number 15. It's illegal to wear a fake mustache in an Alabama church. If your fake mustache makes people laugh, save it for anywhere but church, as it is illegal in Alabama. The point of this silly law is that you are not to interrupt the service. So you can wear a fake mustache to church as long as it doesn't elicit laughter. Just know your audience.